I need to learn more about the Tuileries Palace, but there used to be a palace that ran between what is now the two arms of the Louvre, but this is the first arm of the Louvre right here.
I'm not skipping the line, this is my friend.
Good morning and welcome back to Paris. Really excited for today because today we're going to the Carnavalet. The Carnavalet is a museum I've wanted to visit for years and never been able to because it's been closed since before I moved back. It's been closed for over 4 years. That is crazy. It is the museum of the history of Paris. It is reputed to be one of the favorite museums of expats, especially who live here, and Parisians in general, I think. Although I talked to a Parisian recently who contested that, so I guess we'll see who it's popular among. But the excitement is that it's a walk through the history of the city with some 3D models, lots of paintings from the Renaissance, all kinds of artifacts that highlight the look and feel of the city through the ages. And it's an old city. It's been around for over 2,000 years. So we're looking forward to seeing what all this entails. I'm meeting Jess here, and while the tickets are free, it is free to go in, you do have to book a predetermined timed slot ahead of time, as with so many museums in Paris now. So if you want to go, get on the tickets in advance, make sure you get in. I don't know how heavily booked in advance it will be, but you know, just to be safe. And with that, let's check out the Carnavalet. Hopefully that no bags sign doesn't apply to your bags.
Yeah, I've been shopping.
Oh, is that? So while we wait to get in, the sign outside was for suitcases, like roller bags, which is why they weren't letting that lady out there in. Don't bring a suitcase with you. They won't let that in. So what, are these all old signs from around the city? Like business signs?
You know how sometimes you walk around Paris and you do see the signs hanging off, so these are old ones. How cool is this royal?
That is cool.
So just in case you weren't sure where to get your...
Yeah, or where you wanted to get your gargoyles.
Wait, I can't figure this out.
The little Swiss man.
I know, but I can't... Okay, so where's this?
The golden plow.
This?
Yeah, it's up there.
No, but... The brewer's star.
Yeah, it's hanging underneath it.
It's that? Oh, that's so cool. Look at it. Symbolizes the elements used in the production of beer. That's up your alley. Water, air, and fire. Fire. Cool.
What's
They've
that?
added English translations to the... Before this museum was all French.
They used to have no English translations?
No English explanations.
Ah.
So that's an upgrade.
That is an upgrade.
You know what that is?
Bastille? I do know that.
I mean, of course you know.
Yeah, I might not. Good test. That's our d'argent. Hey, look at that. This is also built from 2 old mansions that were acquired by the city, I think, under Haussmann. So these used to be homes way back in the day. That's crazy. Is that Henry IV?
Looks like Henry IV.
There he is, yeah. Same, very similar to his statue on Pont Neuf. It's already really cool to get a look back in time through the different signage, both for businesses and streets and so forth. I know there's going to be a lot more. I will say though, for all the ancient signage they have, it is lacking a little bit in directional signage, but you know, you can wander through just fine, I'm sure. So far, we're surviving. We're starting by just going straight to the left here and into the Introductory Suite, where they explain that they're trying to keep this to the spirit of the people that created it in the 19th century, hoping to bring the history of Paris to the fore. They've got like 625,000 pieces in their collection. That's not an insignificant number. But these maps, I really want, more than anything, I want maps like this in my life. Holy cow. Maps done. Haussmann, like the boulevards that he created. That's super cool. It's like the growth of Paris. I've talked about this before on a number of vlogs. dogs. But the seal of Paris, the ship represents Paris itself, tossed but never sunk in the seas of life, I guess. From the 17th century, oh, even older, 16th century.
Oh, look at that one, 1371.
Oh wow. So it's been the symbol of the city for a long time. And like Ile de Saint Louis still doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
And it still has an island behind it. This is fun because we don't know what we're talking about either. We're learning. This is Philippe Auguste's wall. This is Charles V's.
This is pre-fire.
Hotel de Ville is the mayor's office, the central mayor's office, and there are elements of it that are as old as Notre Dame. I'm looking for confirmation around us about that.
Oh, well, I'm not sure because, I mean, it burned down, so they rebuilt it.
Oh, the whole thing didn't burn down, I'm sure. When they say there was a fire, there's usually something saved.
Did they tear it apart and then start from scratch?
They're part, well, I don't know. Either way, it's owned that territory for a long, long time. So cool. So familiar with the city, and yet seeing it through time.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second.
So like, so this happened before that, because you just sort of think of it all as a glob of history, right?
Yeah.
In the past, these things. The before times.
The before times. The before me times.
Yeah.
Sure. Now we're going backwards in time.
I bet there was a discussion about that. Should we put prehistory underground?
Yeah.
Or does that mean we're going to go underground?
If you want to make sure you hit the prehistory to 16th century, then you gotta go underground. Oh look, rocks.
I was just going to say, this was interesting to me. Like, oh.
Interesting. Oh, here's a jawbone.
Oh, I tell you what is cool though over here.
Oh, is that one of the canoes? That's so cool.
The original Parisi. Would you like me to tour guide you through this?
The original Parisi, yes.
Yeah, this is.
Because the Parisi are what settled Lutece, right?
Yeah, these are some of the oldest remains of like people that we have in Paris. I believe that they're like 4,400 before. I was going to say 3,500 before Christ, but 4,400.
The Parisi, which you can see the name here, were the ones that settled Lutetia, which is a settlement that's actually just outside of Paris now, in an area that we would know as Nanterre, which is where I used to teach English. And the Romans are the ones that settled further downstream here, or further, I guess, upstream technically, if we're going to try and be accurate. And the Roman settlement is what eventually became Paris, as we know it today.
Which didn't happen until
Which didn't happen until a lot later, yeah.
3 BC, so
yeah.
Add another 4,000 years.
Just, you know, just 4,000 years later, the Romans showed up. Some serious jawbone action in there. Whoa, it's some ancient architecture. Is that how they painted?
Fragments of a wall painting from the 2nd to the 3rd century.
I saw a video recently about how the ancients used to paint statues. Like all the statues that we see now as marble white used to be painted brilliant colors.
Notre Dame was all painted.
Yeah, really.
The whole outside of Notre Dame, the inside. Well, you see some churches painted on the inside too,
yeah.
You know. But Notre Dame was painted. No one ever thinks about it.
We're just so bland in modernity. All these old maps are making my life. All right, so we've seen the middle section was like the introductory section with a bunch of like fairly modern stuff. Downstairs was prehistory. Now we're gonna go upstairs, see what we find there. The prehistory stuff was definitely more interesting than expected, and it's the maps linked to models of how the city used to look, the perspectives of the ancients, quote unquote, ancient Parisians, and just how different the city used to look while they're developing it. Things that we take for granted now, like Pont Neuf, the first bridge without houses on it. Seeing bridges with houses on them, and then seeing Pont Neuf being built. It's a really cool run of context. Actually different than I imagine it. How they lined the bridges with houses. Like they also had, look how much they had to construct Like they had to dump all of this in here to create more land to cross over because this is already on the edge. How do we join those people? It's also interesting to me, like the mythology that's in the midst of all this stuff. Like having a Gorgon's head on a shield, you know? Like they took it seriously enough to make it a part of their official symbolism.
Having a what, sorry?
A Gorgon's head. It's Medusa.
Huh, I never would have noticed that.
It's just, it's always interesting to see how much like Greek and Roman imagery has been appropriated to like validate the French Empire or any empire.
Yeah.
And how for us it seems much more removed and mythological, and like why would you put, I mean, it's nice to have the stories connected, but it's just, it's almost like the modern French military putting, you know, Iron Man on there.
I mean, the kings used to have statues made of themselves in Rome.
Right, in Roman gear. That's what we were welcomed. Isn't that how Louis XIV's statue that welcomed us into the courtyard? Wasn't he dressed like that?
Was that Henry IV?
No, Henry IV was on the horse, but the statue in front is Louis XIV. Yeah, the original cosplay. I'm guessing not only do you have a Gorgon's head here, but then you also have Hercules' club above it. I don't know what else you have here. It's just so interesting to see like those homages being paid. Seriously, this armor and beard combination is so trademarked by Henry IV. That is a little closer to this mustache than I think I ever really wanted to get personally. Ooh. La la.
Table with leg space under. Oh, is this like a situation where like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know if you heard me say richly. That's what I thought at first, but.
Yeah, close enough.
Holy cow, can you imagine seeing this in person?
Just go to Florence.
Right. How cool is that though? Imagine coming into Paris and finding this over the river.
Never seen that many people in Paris out on their balcony.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone's out on their balcony at once. This place is actually pretty big.
Yeah.
Once you get upstairs, it's way bigger. What's your whole philosophy, including like
I think
which rooms
museums.
do you like better?
Yeah, you have. Well, first of all, they just have a vibe, so you just have to walk through those and enjoy the vibe. You don't have to read everything.
You can't even get close to half of it.
Yeah, you have to just decide. I like this vibe. I'm going to read these things, and then you have to move quickly through the things that are not your vibe, or you'll kill yourself in a museum. Don't feel guilty for skipping this.
La Revolution is this way. All right. Vive la Revolution!
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
There he is. Mr. Gonna Lose His Head himself. The kind gentleman just told us we have 10 minutes until they close.
Quick. Did they chop your head off?
Yeah, if you're in this section, there's a good chance. Hey, look, the bestie again. This looks like a giant cookie jar to me, with the glazed finish. What?
Earrings in the
Earrings?
shape of a guillotine.
Oh my. Wow, that's morbid. get your guillotine merch here with little French Revolutionary hats on top.
Do you think someone bought them for Marie Antoinette?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so revolutionary hats on top, guillotines in the middle. What's on the bottom? Oh, it's his head.
It's upside down.
It's his head upside down. Oh, it's both there. It's him and it's his and hers heads too.
Amazing, huh?
That's crazy. The revolutionary red hat. Before the beanie was cool. There is definitely too much to see, but so much to see. This is really cool. I like this a lot. And if you're interested in the French Revolution, I cannot imagine. I've not seen anything this good so far.
Have you noticed that they've got all these little drawings by kids?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
The
Really
banana pistol. I was really hoping this was Robespierre's pistol that he shot himself in the head with.
Oh wow, that'd have been cool.
It is not.
Have you seen Napoleon? There he is. Man himself. Looking way more handsome in painting.
3 years later, he took it out.
Yeah, oh, he knew what he was doing. Whoa, look at all this. I kind of forgot that there was the rest of the history of Paris to see after the revolution. We will have to come back.
Like, we don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
See it for yourself. It's an accidental.
That is a fair call. If you want to see the rest of it, we totally meant to run out of time because we totally did not get captivated by so many elements of this. Whoa, look at this painting. Anyways, we're done showing you stuff. We got very close to the end. We're about to walk out. Bonsoir. On continue. Look at that. There's a whole section. We're not even going to get to see.
There's all the other revolutions.
Yeah, we missed all the other revolutions.
All the ones everyone forgets about all the time.
No. The nice thing is, it is free, so you can come back easily enough. If you're going to come, I would suggest giving yourself 3 hours, not 2, to see everything. If you're interested in the history of Paris and the intersection of the history of France and some global history that we were getting into, wow, then it's definitely the place for you. And it's worth 3 hours. If you could breeze through in 2 hours, but I would definitely recommend spending some real time.
Wow.
It's also not very straightforward how to get in and out of any of this, but that's okay. They're here to shepherd us out. Whoa, look at this. We got into the motion picture section. The truly modern Paris here. Whoa, all the way to Je suis Charlie. Holy cow, okay. We just jumped, oh, the modern Place de la République here. All right, well, we definitely have at least another hour's worth of stuff to see. I'm impressed. I didn't think this place would be that big or comprehensive. Highly recommended. How do you feel about it, Jess?
Sorry, I am also impressed, and it's quite saying something because I love so much of French history and French museums, but to me, they're never quite curated the way I want them to be. But I actually think they've done quite a good job.
It's really, really nice. Just give yourself the time to wander through slowly, and it's super worth it.
And look for the guillotine earrings, because that was my
Do
favorite.
look for the guillotine earrings, we're the best.
It's a bit of a treasure hunt.
Thanks to today's patron producer, Deanna Knudson, for being here. And to all my patrons, as always, thinking about coming to Patron. Always a great time to do it. And yeah, he is wearing Roman gear out there Louis the 14th. Look at that.
I didn't know.
I had a great time. Whew, mask off at the end. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. We'll see you again Wednesday, Saturday, sometime soon. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, thank you for coming. Oh, you're always welcome. Here, here, hold that. I'm gonna scan this word.
Oh, is it's supposed to be recording?
It is recording.
Whose leg is that, Jay?
104. 5th